Well, bank fees always a hot topic. Grudge purchase. We have to have banks in order to deposit money into our accounts, and they charge us for it. Now, according to Nedbank's price review, the bank will be not increasing fees in 2014. Anton De Wet from Nedbank Retail and Business Banking joins us for more. Morning, Anton. It's not often that we don't have an increase in fees, and I always think, you guys have our money. You've got so much of it that presumably you could live off it without charging us fees, but you all do. But you're saying something here to the market.
Great, thanks very much, Dave. So normally this is the time where we announce our fee increases. Around this time, fee increases are generally 1 January. So delighted this year to be able to say that for 2014, our prices remain as they are. And for the vast majority of all our clients, there will be no increase in our fees, which we're delighted with.
I mean, to a large extent, dropping the price has been the competitive edge throughout the industry, and we're seeing you moving in that particular direction. But there must be more to it than just the price, keeping it at that rate. What can we expect from Nedbank?
So how we look at it is absolutely to compete on the overall bank experience, and definitely not to be just price-led. So price is obviously an important component, but you've got to look at price in the context of what you get for the price. So we've been looking at, really superb, excellent client service, increased distribution, innovative product development, and of course this move on price just makes the whole offering that much more compelling and competitive.
I see there's one exception, that's in the private wealth space. Is your principle there that these guys are so rich they won't notice?
Well, we believe that there's still value there, so notwithstanding the increase in those fees, what they would call modest increases in their fees, it still would be at a very competitive level. And it's an interesting association, again, at the private wealth stage, where you perceive what you pay for, what you get what you pay for. So you've got to be sure that you're absolutely top-class service in line with what their proposition is, and an appropriately and still competitive price for what those clients would be getting.
Of course, Anton, we had the National Consumer Commissioner coming out and calling for greater transparency when it came to bank fees, and some suggestions going as far as putting the number on the ATM screen as to how much you're going to be charged for that. Do you think this is something we're likely to see across the industry happening in our lifetime? So
greater transparency, definitely, the commitment from Nedbank. And certainly I think in the industry has embraced a move towards much greater transparency. There's very many technical difficulties around being able to put up the price per transaction per ATM screen, which I won't go into now, but believe me that depending on what product you're on, depending on which ATM you use, depending on what package, what transaction, what number of so it gets exceedingly complex. I think the move for greater transparency, though, would be product bundled offerings where clients can just understand it that much more easily. And a move towards bundled, for example, gives the client the opportunity to know that even in your example, they could be safe in the knowledge of however many ATM transactions in the bundle, their fees are capped and they would know what they're paying for.
Anton, it does remind me a little bit of those unit trust tables. There are 1,000 unit trusts, and to wade through them and work out exactly what the fees are and what the gains are. Now, we've got a table from Solidarity here on the bank charges for 2013. Capitec, the lowest charge on this table. I know you could have different tables. How much is this going to cost you, I suppose, is the first question, by not raising these fees? It must be millions of rand. And as with the home loan charges, are all the other banks going to follow suit, do you think?
Can't speak for what the other banks would do.
But you must have thought about this.
Nedbank started this journey some years ago, 2006, 2007, where there was a big drop in our fees at the time. Also moved towards much simpler product pricing at the time. There's a concept that they call ad valorem, which we moved towards flat. That really just means that complexity of people having to work out for an additional 100 rand transaction, you get paid or you get charged X amount, and it goes up, and it gets quite a complicated measure. So some moved some years ago to try and simplify the pricing, and continued commitment to do the same. Those complex tables you talk about, I mean, indeed, we absolutely understand the difficulty of the likes of a Solidarity report in order to do justice to being able to compare bank accounts. And all we really encourage is that for our clients, that they really look carefully at what they get and make sure that you're doing the right comparison. I
did a bad thing there. I asked you 2 questions and you answered the second one. I don't blame you. The first, how much is it going to cost Nedbank not to raise these fees?
Okay, that's a great question. So we absolutely have got that rounded in terms of what we look at. In our recent report, in terms of a publicly Investor Day report, we spoke about a number of about 177 million, which is what we've already given back this year in terms of seeing our clients move to those bundled transactions that I spoke about, those sort of offerings where clients have got greater certainty of what they pay for. And on the other hand, how clients have actually changed their transacting behavior. So a lot of the work has gone into educating clients, showing them their own choices. First of all, make sure you've got the right product that is suited to your behavior, and then understand that your behavior itself can impact those fees. And we've seen the sum of those moves towards bundle and improved transacting capability and a reduction or give back to our clients of 177 million rand so far over the last year. We'd say the price impact to be more or less the same looking forward.
Of course, the key focus here has been really on individual banking, but understanding that Nedbank retail is really taking off, should we expect that you're going to take the same stance in the retail space, that there'll be no price increases there as well?
This is the retail space.
This is the retail
yes,
space.
Yes,
Gotcha.
but across the board, so to talk for my colleagues in corporate banking, business banking, all going with no fee increases.
Just one more quick one there, Anton. Will the bank tell me if I could save money on fees?
Yes, indeed.
In other words, I might be paying more than I should. Will they be honest and say
Yes.
to me?
Absolutely. We give tools. We encourage our clients to actually engage with us, and it's exactly our stance. So if ever any of our clients are feeling that they're paying too much, we believe we've got competitive offerings. We believe we've got the right product for all the individual needs and banking behavior, and we absolutely, in fact, that 177 million I spoke about is a large part of our engagement with clients to make sure they're on the right package.
Thanks to Anton De Wet from Nedbank Retail and Business Bank.